right, so we are going to learn the second part of questions. The first one was putting est or all that good stuff in there. And this one is simply going to be a trick that the French use. Sorry about that, my music was too loud. Which is flipping or inverting the subject and the pronoun. That's why it's really, really important to first find the verb in whatever question you want to ask. So if I wanted to say, do you, or can you, or are you, or any pronoun, we still have to figure out what our verb is first. So if I wanted to say, do you like ice cream? So you like ice cream is a good way to start. You like ice cream. Mm-hmm. And so find your verb. And then the French for inversion, it's the simplest form, the easiest form, and the go-to form, and it makes you sound super fluent. So then you're going to flip. You're just going to do this little flip, and you're going to put the verb first, like you, the ice cream. And it's super easy to do, and you can avoid using est que, which is our go-to for those words do, are, and can. It's just longer to add the est que. So like I had taught you in the last lesson, if you wanted to say, do you like ice cream? I simply said put the est que in front of your statement that you want to make a question. Well, to make life easier, here's the inversion, and you don't need that at all. You just need to find your verb, flip it, and say, like you, the ice cream, just like we did here. There are obviously a few exceptions. For instance, if you have, does he like ice cream? So let's start first with our statement so that we can find our verb. He likes ice cream. Let's ask the question, does he like ice cream? So first find our verb. If we wanted to, we could just, if we can't remember, just simply do est que and then put my statement right next to it, checking for any vowel problems. Do we see any vowel problems here? So we've got to make sure to delete the E and put a what? An apostrophe. So that it's esekielem. So that would be your go-to if you're like, yeah, I can ask a question, does he like ice cream? But if you want to do the inversion, you're going to find your verb, which we did, and we're going to flip, and we don't need this guy. We're simply going to say, il la glace. And here's where our exception comes in. Whenever we have the il, oh, I can't do it up there. If we have il, elle, on, ils, and elles, any of those pronouns, if you notice, what do they start with? Let's give you a highlighter. Do you see what they start with? They start with a vowel, which means when you flip it, your verb is going to be right in front, and it's going to freak out. Why? Because your verb's going to be here, 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 and you're going to go, two vowels, because generally, most of the time, your ending is going to be in a vowel too. So let's take a look at that. We have a major problem right here. Do we see that? Do we see that? Two vowels, that's not okay. So the French, they solve their problems. Yes, they do. All about pronunciation. And they add just a little T right there. So if you wanted to say, does she like, does she like ice cream? You would say M-T-L la glace. So we had to add the little T in here because if not, we'd have an E and an E right next to each other, which is always going to happen with these pronouns. So we have to make sure we just add this little T. Okay, so that would happen also if I were to say, do they like ice cream? So we'll say the statement, they like ice cream. Let's take a look at if we wanted to add Essica. Essica. Ils aiment la glace. I'm just going to abbreviate that there. So what do you see right here? We've been learning that you need to delete the E and you'll need to add an apostrophe, and that would be the form do they like ice cream. So if we want to avoid the Asaka and do it the more fluent and better way, we would then find our verb. Where's our verb here? And we'll just do a little flip here, little inversion. So it would look like this. Ils la glace. So as you can see, we don't have this problem here with the vowel because we have a T and an I, so we don't have to do it. We can just add the ILS. It does come up sometimes in some irregular verbs, and so just be careful if that irregular verb ends in a vowel. But here is an example, one more example. If you wanted to add a question word like where or when or how, you simply add it right in front. So if I wanted to say, when do you like ice cream? I could say quand. And I taught you how to put it right in front of the Essica. We're going to have to go like this. La glace. So when is it that you like ice cream? So let's just say there's our when, but we're going to cross that off, find our verb, do a little flip, and keep this question word right in the front there. So it'll look like quand, flip, to la glace. So there's my question word. I didn't move it. It stayed in the same spot. I removed my Essica. I flipped, and I'm ready to answer the question. And there you go. One of the more difficult ways of asking questions.